I'm going to share with you 5 tactics that are time proven, that are time honored, that have worked through maybe 5,000 to 6,000 years of human civilization when negotiation has been important. And this can be within families, within governments, within commerce, right? Hey, it's Alex Mandossian here, and I'm glad you decided to watch this video. Now, please subscribe to this channel because we have 3 new videos that come out every single week on ethical influence and sales and marketing. And make sure you click on the bell because you'll get notified when the new videos come out. Make sure you watch this video until the very end because I have something very special for you. All good wishes. Well, how does any entrepreneur start negotiating? Here's the key. I hate to be so simplistic, but it's something you already know, is you decide that you're negotiating. See, once you decide you're negotiating, think of every interaction as a negotiation. A negotiation's got a bad rap. A negotiation is a conversation of applied psychology to either change behavior or keep the behavior the same, right? But it is modifying behavior through applied psychology. That's my definition anyway, 5 words. Are you with me? I'm going to share with you 5 tactics that are time proven, that are time honored, that have worked through maybe 5,000 to 6,000 years of human civilization when negotiation has been important. And this can be within families, within governments, within commerce, right? And tactic number 1 is very simple. It's misunderstood. And the late Dr. Stephen Covey talked about it in his 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It's not just win-win. It's win-win or no deal. See the little happy face? It's win-win or no deal. Okay, what does that mean? I mean, isn't that like win-win? No. If you're not winning as my opponent in a negotiation, see, I don't even look at a negotiation as opposing forces. I look at you as my colleague, as my collaborator, and we're trying to synergistically make 1 and 1 equal 11, right? That's synergy. Carl Jung came up with that term many years ago, right? The psychiatrist who was the mentee of Sigmund Freud, and they went off in different directions, just like Plato and Socrates went off in different directions. Well, if you decide to do win-win or no deal, you don't have an opponent. You have a collaborator, and you can make magic. If I know that you don't have a good deal, then I make no deal. If I know that you don't have a win, if I believe that you have a loss, I don't make a deal, like trying to negotiate a price too low, or maybe negotiating the terms, like 30 months payment plan. Okay, I won't do the deal. So I'll ask something I never hear people ask me, but I ask it all the time. Am I paying you enough? And people are going, blah, 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 like in the cartoons, they're going, what the heck is that? I've never heard anything like that. And they're kind of looking at me like, did he just say that? I said, yeah, you heard me correctly. Are you getting paid enough? Now, if they try to win and have me lose, that's the last time we'll do business. That's their punishment. It's not even punishing through me. It's universal punishment, right? So it doesn't make sense for me to keep losing, right? I think my self-image and self-esteem is strong enough not to keep going if I'm losing. And I think yours is too. So it's win-win or no deal, which means you're looking out for the other person as much as you're looking out for yourself. And you will say no deal if it's not a win for them. Are you getting this? It's so important that you get that because people miss that little subtle nuance. All right, here's the other one. Listen first, ask second. Now, in negotiation, many people will teach, ask, always ask. No, listen first, ask second. How do you know what the heck to ask if you haven't listened to what's important to your collaborative negotiation partner? Not the person who's on your team. Your negotiation partner is the person on, quote unquote, on the opposing team. There is no competition anymore, my friend. There's co-opetition. Just like Google and Facebook, when you put them together, you and I can get 10 times, 100 times, I'm going for 1,000 times our typical reach and visibility and exposure with a show just like this without repurposing it because of the network power of Facebook and the broadcasting power of YouTube and Google. All right, tactic number 3 is never go first. Okay, what does that mean? Well, you know, traditionally, a man would open a door for a woman and say, ladies first. Or if I have, if I have a good friend of mine and he's older than me and it's a guy, I'll say, age before beauty, and I'll let him go through, right? So having other people go first is just polite. No, you. No, after you. No, after you. See, when you do that, you may have seen that in a cartoon, but if you do that, then you know these are two skilled negotiators. Always let the other person go first with price, with what they want, with information, because you got to be able to listen. You got to be able to evaluate what's win-win. Don't go first. Okay, let me go back to my good friend T. Harv Eker. This is a great story. It's in the 1970s, and I teach it on stage at Guerrilla Business Intensive, which I've taught all over the world nearly 30 times, right? Here it is. So Harv is, I think, in his late teens, and he's going to buy a car. And he has his eyes on this car called an Astra, A-S-T-R-A. Okay, I don't know if they're around anymore. They're probably collector's items, but you know, he wanted one. So what he saw was a price tag that said $6,000. $6,000, yes, it wasn't used. It was new, I believe. And that was the price back in the 1970s. Okay, if you were alive then you know what I'm saying. So he had $5,300, I think, in his pocket, the way he tells the story. And what did he do? He went first. He went to the car dealer, and there was a salesperson on the floor. He said, "You see that $6,000 price?" And it was, you know, listed right on the side of the windshield or the glass window, right? And the salesperson said, yes. He says, "I'm not going to pay more than $5,300 for that car." Because $700 discount, man. Like, that's over 10% discount. And guess what? Without even batting an eyelash, the salesperson said, "Sold." Now, how do you think Harv felt? Do you think that he felt he got taken? Right? Now, if Harv said something that would cause the salesperson to start negotiating, and that something is a 7-word sentence, which I'm about to reveal in the next 5 to 10 minutes, then Harv would have saved lots of money. In fact, there are 2 7-word sentences that are negotiation templates that I've used, my friend Harv has used, and literally friends, colleagues, people I don't even know have used. I personally have saved almost $2.4 million. I stopped counting at like 2.3 over the past 25 years, right? Just using 2 sentences, and there's 7 words each sentence. Super simple if you decide to utilize it, all right? Tactic number 4, know your final offer. In other words, what's your bottom line? If you have a used car for sale and the blue book, in other words, what it's worth, it says, you know, $22,000, and then you show a few scratches and there's some blemishes on the car and you're knocking, you know, money off, you know, because you're being honest, and you say, okay, it's $18,400, right? And that's what you list. Now, if your final offer is $15,000, if you're offered $14,500, do not take it. Walk away, which is another tactic. So tactic 4 is know your final offer, whatever is your bottom line. And you have to decide that before you go into negotiation, because once you're in the negotiation, then the element of the heart and the head don't usually interact with each other well. In fact, you want to think with your head in a negotiation, not with your heart. The reason I'm doing this is to get back into focus, because I'm really animated and excited here, and I have a very colorful shirt to get your attention. And the reason is there's nothing more important to life than negotiation, because you get what you negotiate. You don't get what you deserve. And if you're a bad negotiator, then you don't get things that you could have deserved, right? And remember, you're not as good as you think you are when it comes to negotiation. You're better. And these are some of the tactics to help you get better in less than 30 minutes on this show. So tactic number 4 is know your bottom line, and you must make that decision before you enter it. If you have an alarm clock, or if you have a smartphone and you set your alarm for the morning, right? Did you set the alarm when you decide to wake up? For me, it's like 4:30 a.m. in the morning. I'm an early riser. Did I decide that at 4:30, or did I decide that at 10:30 in the evening when I set it? I decided it. Okay, it's not a trick question. I decided it at night before I entered my sleep, right? So I expect you, I hope for you that you will do the same thing with negotiation. Decide on your bottom line before you go in. And then number 5 is juggling non-factors, non-money factors, right? I didn't have enough room to write money, so I just put the dollar sign, right? US dollars. So juggle non-money factors. Well, what's a non-money factor? How about the terms of payment? That house is $1.2 million and you have 40-year mortgage on it. Okay, that financing will be less expensive depending on the interest rate than a 30-year mortgage. I don't even know if they make 40-year mortgages, but it's the only example I could think of. Or let's say that, okay, I will increase the price, but you get a lifetime guarantee. Tumi luggage, T-U-M-I. I got this backpack for $600 in Rome because I loved it. I had a great Guerrilla Business Intensive, but I always buy myself something. I've had this thing for like 4 years. And anytime something goes wrong with it, nothing has gone wrong with it. But if anything did, Tumi fixes it for free. That's why I have Tumi luggage, because they have lifetime guarantee, but you pay a lot more for it. Are you with me? So that's another term. So it could be financing. It could be free customer service. It could be a warranty if it's an electronic product. It could be price if you want, but there are non-money factors that you can juggle all the time. I say, okay, you can determine the price if I can determine the terms. Well, what if they made the price unaffordable? Well, I'll make the terms unreasonable. Like what, Alex? Like payment terms for 100 years. How's that? A lease on land for 99 years, right? Just to make it affordable. So the juggling of factors that are non-monetary is a great tactic in negotiation. Hey, it's Alex again, and thanks for watching this video. Now make sure to get that very special gift I promised you. I want you to grab your mobile phone and text the keyword you see on your screen, and text it to this phone number, 415-980-3555, and make sure you stick around for another video coming up.